Okay, guys, back to this 1997 Buell Cyclone. Okay, so last video I was getting the thing together real quick for the customer. Okay, let me back up to the beginning and then you can watch the other videos. This is a customer's bike, and he paid me to go to New Jersey to pick it up. He had bought it sight unseen off eBay, got a really good price on it, under $3,000. The bike started and ran good, but it, had some maintenance issues. So I got it back. He wanted me to check it all over. I found a bunch of things, that we needed to take care of before he could ride it. And so basically it got down to the fact that it had a sticky throttle and the start button didn't work. So that raised a little suspicion. So I took it apart and found out that the previous owner had taken it off one time or another, probably to see how it works. And he had the wires all caught up, where they clamp together, and they had the wire pinched on the starter button. So now that works. And also he had the throttle cable rerouted wrong inside there, and it was all wrapped up. And when I took it off, the little ball on the end actually just fell off. So, I told the customer, hey, order me that stuff while I do the rest of the, the oil change and all that kind of stuff. Well, come to find out, you can't get parts for a 97 Buell anymore. So, he searched and searched and searched and couldn't find them. And just real quick, I used to spend a lot of time looking for parts and stuff for my customers, and I never really charged them for that time. And that shit come back and bit me in the ass after, I've been doing this since 2007. And I started out great. The economy was just starting to tank. I would only work on Harleys and custom choppers, and I did pretty good. I'd buy people's unfinished products and finish them and flip them. And, I was making some serious money. And the bottom fell out of it. So slowly over the years, things kind of went downhill. And like I say, I used to spend a lot of extra time that I never really charged for. And, don't ever do that shit, because nobody gives a crap about you. You just get screwed in the end. So, those days are over. Now I say, hey, this is what I need. When you get it, I'll work on it. I've changed my philosophy. And as well, as you may know, if you watch my roof collapse videos, I had to go back and get a full-time job. I didn't really have to, but that's what I want to do for a while. I want to do this on the side like I used to and have a steady paycheck coming in, go to work with no hassles, no worries, and so forth. So anyway, back to the Buell. So in the process of that, now there was no hurry to get it done. And now the customer wants me to tear this bike apart and customize it, redo. We're going to change a little bit of the controls there, and I'm going to paint it. And so anyway, let me show you what he found out. So you can't get 97 stuff. Excuse the mess. We had that blizzard and everything. I got a hell of a mess. So what he found was that he can get 99 to 2002 parts. And so he got a control off of eBay. So we're going to switch that out. And of course that changes all the cables and everything. The reason we're doing that is because this is the old control. Okay. And what they did, the guy that had this, I don't know why it's not focusing properly. It must be the lighting, or I got dirt on the lens. Let me see. Yeah, it's doing a little bit better. But anyway, what happens is the cables screw in right there. So you have your slack adjustment. Well, the guy just kept cranking them until them pieces were spinning inside there, and you can see, let me see if I can get in some better light. See how it distorted it? I mean, it screwed it up bad. I can't even turn that thing hardly by hand. It's not even on the bike. Hear that? Yeah, you can't hear it now. It's not squeaking, but yeah, it wouldn't return. So, I mean, I could have rode it like that, except for the fact that he had the cable all wound up in there. But, I wouldn't send somebody else out on something like that. But anyway, so we're replacing that housing, and you can't replace it because you can't get it. Nobody's got it. These are going to be the new stickers for the tank, and that's the Buell emblem that goes on the tail section. He grabbed some new grips and some new heat tape. We're going to rewrap it. So anyway, that's the deal. You know, some of you are going to need to know this. If you have a 97 Buell Cyclone, you cannot get these parts. So this is what you have to go to. You have to go to the 99 and up, and then you can convert them. Now, I haven't done it yet, so just hang tight. I'm sure I'll make it work. I'm not that worried about it. I can make anything work because, you know, I'm just that fucking awesome. Excuse my language. But anyway, that's the deal with the Buell. So I thought I'd take some shots with it. You know, he hated this red piping on this seat, but this is a custom made. I'll pop it off one day and show you. Corbin's seat. I don't know what these people paid for it, but it's got, you know, all this extra stuff inside of it. I mean, it's a nice ass seat right there. So I'm hoping some of you remember from the earlier videos, when I got this bike, it was covered in oil. I mean, the whole entire bike. And reason being, well, there's two reasons. One is it's only got 11,000 miles on it for a 97. So obviously this thing has spent a lot of time sitting and idling, and that's what happens. You know, they start leaking. The real reason that Harleys leak, other than their Harleys, is that it's the owner's fault, the user's fault, because they tell you, okay, and this is just a fact with any air-cooled engine, you have to let these things warm up because they expand. And then when they expand, they seal up, and then you can start giving it RPM / oil pressure. You know, you have to let it warm up. You're not producing peak oil pressure. It's still bad enough, but it'll warm up, it'll seal, and then when you go down the road and apply more oil pressure, you know, via RPM, it can handle it. If you jump on it and it's cold, and you go down the road and everything hasn't sealed up yet, well, then it's going to start leaking. And once it starts leaking, you'll never get it to stop until you replace the gaskets. Well, I scrubbed this thing down and got all the oil off. You can still see a little bit here and there because I've rode it. Even with that throttle like that, I rode it, you know, a good bit one day. Thank God it didn't break on me. I just would have lost my throttle, but I could have done it by hand to get back because, once again, I'm just that damn good. But anyway, I'm hoping that when I get this thing torn down to repaint it, that I can convince him to let me replace those gaskets before we put it all back together, because it's just going to pour oil out. You know, I've tried to explain it to him, and he's like, well, I just want to get it running for now and ride it. I understand that, and I understand it costs money, you know, and it's expensive, but why put a new paint job on it and then have it get coated with oil? You know what I'm saying? I think he'll see that. He's a very intelligent guy. You know, he's a teacher, so he's got some intelligence. Anyway, so I just wanted to get a shot of it before we get started and kind of explain what's going on. And for those of you that have these bikes, you know, you're going to find out that getting parts for them is really hard, which could be bad and could be good because now it's considered rare. So the price, the value of these are going to go skyrocketing soon. Okay, this is real carbon fiber. He's got some carbon fiber pieces on it. It came like this when we got it. Okay, and what we've decided is that, let me try it here. I know this is in the light and some glare, but if you see the difference between the strands, and it's not colors really, it's just the way the lighting is. But you see there's a lighter strand and then there's a darker strand, just kind of like shag carpet or any carpet when you rub your hand one way and then the other. It's just the way the light hits it. But we're going to target a color in between those two, and we're going to do a satin gray. So it's going to be real stealthy. You know, this is what he wants and this is what he's going to get. So we're going to do the fender, the tank, and obviously the tail sections. And hopefully the rims will contrast just enough, but yet blend enough. And I told him, hey, maybe we ought to put, you know, one of his little red stripes around the rim. But, yeah, you know, he's like, yeah. he's not crazy about the damn red anyway. And the only way he's keeping it is because he's got the new decals that have a little red in it. So anyway, that's what's going on. I just wanted to give you guys an update on that. And, you know, like I say, I found out a little information about, you know, not being able to find the 97 parts, and you can convert them over to 99 to 2000 parts. And that's what we're told. I will have some video on that because I'm not 100% sure as far as the cables, how it's going to work, but it should work just fine. Okay. I'm going to have to change the plug. You know, I might have to, you know, change the end on it or splice it in or something, but I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated. And I'm going to rewrap the exhaust. You know, and like I say, I hope this underneath was so covered with oil. I hope I can get that squared away. I've got to somehow get all that stains off of the cases and everything. And, you know, I'm going to have this thing really shined up. This is a really good customer. I pretty much turned down, you know, all this crap I used to work on. Here's an example. I have videos of this thing. It's still here. This 70-some-year-old man owns this, and times got by real fast on him. And this thing has just been one problem after another. And he's like, yeah, I just put new tires on it, you know, and they're all cracked up. Oh, I got a bad gash in this one. So I just, you know, this is it. I don't work on this crap anymore. I used to do it. I feel bad for people because I have the ability. Let me see. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to go on about that. But so anyway, 97 Buell Cyclone, and she'll look different next time you see her. So thanks for watching. Sorry for such a rambling video, but any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks again for watching.